What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Guys, I've seen the V-Jumps. I saw them when they were first posted. However, I was in Houston for coaches school, the Texas High School Coaches Association conference. That was from the 16th we went down there the 15th, and then we came back yesterday. So that's why I hadn't made a video, but I have seen this stuff, guys, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited. Now, one thing that I told y'all is, as far as when the game could come back out, whenever this DLC could drop, would be dependent on, to me, I think we'd get some answers from the V-Jump. And lo and behold, we got another V-Jump. So I was thinking, okay, if we didn't get a V-Jump, it's a chance we could have it by the end of this month, early August. We got the V-Jump. Guys, it's looking probably mid-August maybe. So remember I told y'all about the final scans or whatever. Now in the last V-Jump, we did have a scan at the top that showed the end of it. This one is showing a different one. This is before the ending of it, because at the end, Goku's smiling. That was the end. But yet and still, Goku's here doing the meteor combo. It's going to be in the game, baby. Doing that against Piccolo. We also see Giant Piccolo Goku here. The scans aren't really saying nothing. It doesn't talk about these guys being playable. We know Tien will be playable to some capacity. But, you know, they show Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, Chaozu. Now, they are showing some extra, like every DLC has something new, quote unquote, that comes to it. Aside from ground combat, we do have, they're going to call them patrols. And you go to the police lady with the icon. They'll have a police head icon right there. You can see it. And you'll go on patrols to fight these bad guys. The cool thing about this is ground combat. Goku is fighting this guy on the ground. So here's what I'm wondering, okay? Is this mode right here going to come to the main story? The scans don't say anything to that effect, but I'm wondering, is this mode going to come to the main story? All right. The scans here are from the DLC. Doesn't mean that, you know, so maybe that's why we hadn't got it. Like I told y'all, it could be possible. Update 2.10 literally could be something as far as like a free update to the main game implementing ground combat. That's possible. I don't think that's the case, but it's possible that eventually at some point in time we'll get that. They haven't worked on 2.01 in 2 days. 2.10 hadn't been touched in about 8 days. And then the other ones, like, I mean, guys, the DLC's done. All right. So with that being said, you also will have a sub quest with Emperor Pilaf. And then I forget his name. But the Pilaf crew with Goku, and we know this is in the DLC as well because we see the Turtle Hermit kanji on Goku's gi. We see that's the same gi. Chi-Chi is in her early stages. They have gotten married. So eventually Chi-Chi probably will be the one preparing the meals. You can see Emperor Pilaf and them carrying food. So it could be possible. I don't know if that's a cutscene. They may be the ones cooking. I don't know. But as far as in the DLC itself, Goku and Chi-Chi aren't going to live together because they hadn't gotten married yet by the time all of this right here is going on. So the meals could be prepared by somebody there. And then afterwards, once we beat the game, you could probably go to Goku's house and Chi-Chi cooking you up some good food. Now, like I said, this new mode, patrol mode is what they call it. Like I said, in this bottom scan, Goku is fighting on the ground. So ground combat is going to be probably a staple to this DLC as far as like, oh, people might think, oh, after we beat it, we'll be able to fly around and go back to normal. I don't think that's the case. Remember what I told y'all a long time ago? We don't really use Flying Nimbus in the game. You're going to use the heck out of Flying Nimbus here in this DLC because that's going to be the way that you do fly around. When it comes to fights are going to be on the ground. I like the way they did this, and you may say, well, why are they doing patrols, aka ground combat patrols? Guys, it's the same thing as flying in the air and finding random enemies. Those are technically patrols as well, but they're adding sort of a game-like element to it that you have to activate. You can go there and get them. And maybe we'll run into these crooks and stuff on the ground as we go throughout the, as we travel on the ground throughout this DLC. We'll run into this stuff as well as kind of like your random enemies that'll be ground fights as well. I could completely 150% see that happening as well. So like I said, just going. Remember flying around, we see those guys in the air, they attack us, we fight them, whatever. Basically, there's going to be a ground version of that for this DLC. You're walking around and running around on the ground or whatever, these guys spot you, you got to fight, And then you can come here to get the patrols to find bad guys, powerful enemies to fight as well. Sort of the end game, if you will, for this, or the roaming around stuff to do. Like I said, since you're not going to be flying in this DLC, aside from Nimbus, like I said. So, because you won't be able to fight in there. So I'm interested to see this sub quest, them putting Emperor Pilaf and them in there. Interested to see how that's going to go. I don't know if we'll be controlling Goku through it all. There's aspects of this that kind of insinuate that we'll be kind of controlling them for this sub quest, but that we'll see that once the DLC drops. And then, like I said, aside from that, there's no new information. Like, we see Goku's meteor combo. That's a cutscene. This is not gameplay. That's an actual cutscene. You could tell by the way it's animated. Just like this here is a cutscene. That's a cutscene. That's a cutscene. You could tell that's animated. That's animated. Stuff like that. That's actually in-game kind of stuff. So, guys, how far are we out, man? I went with like end of July, maybe August, but since we just got this V-Jump, bro, I don't know. It could be the end of August. It could possibly be September. I don't know. They're done with 2.0. That's been done for almost a month, but they're still working on 2.01, and they're still working on 2.10. Hadn't really touched it in a while, but the quality assurance portion, quality assurance debug has been touched 2 days ago. Development release and development occurred 2 days ago. The quality assurance release has been done 6 days ago. Quality assurance debug has that's 2.01. They actually did touch 2.10 2 days ago. That was a quality assurance debug. So I don't know what these entail. It could simply be them adding this to the main game. Like, you could, after you beat the DLC, hey, patrol mode is available in the main game. That could very well be a possibility, as well as Goku's new, because if these moves carry over into the main game, these are moves that are really performed on the ground. So it makes sense. It wouldn't kind of make sense to put them in the air per se, because the animation style is different. So it's possible that they could implement some form of ground combat into the main game, or maybe could just be being optimistic, hoping that they implement some of this stuff to the main game, because the opportunity is there. It's within the same timeline, if you will. It occurs before the events, right before the events of Kakarot kicks off is when this occurs. You know what I'm saying? Because Kakarot literally starts at the beginning of Z. Goku's doing vision training against Piccolo. So we know that the tournament, 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, occurs right before the events of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see some of this stuff, including the attacks, carry over into the main game. And then also, this would also aid in making these four guys playable characters, because now you have something to do with them with the ground combat stuff and things like that. Fingers crossed, man, we get a tournament mode in the main game where we could kind of play with any of these guys. That would be real cool too. A different take on the game, something to do. But, tomorrow, guys, the video is going to be about one thing in particular that I feel like can make or break this DLC. So you don't want to miss that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn that bell icon on so you don't miss whenever I upload. It's going to be later in the evening, probably about around this same time, 4 or 5-ish, because, guys, we've started back full time as far as coaching. So I have to be there, from in the morning to the early afternoon. So, and then tomorrow we got a meeting at a school, because with the head coaches of the sports, and I am a head coach of I'll be head coaching track this year, so I got to go to that meeting. But so expect that video to drop later on, and probably around this same time. And you don't want to miss that, because, guys, what I'm going to talk about, it may seem small to some, and the people that understand are going to understand this 150%. What I'm going to talk about tomorrow, it can make or break this DLC, because right now I'm actually excited for this DLC. Now, at first I was like, man, I am looking forward to it. Not going to say super excited, but after seeing the trailer, after seeing what they're bringing, it's like, yo, I'm actually kind of excited to play this DLC now. And I also know the potential of the doors that this DLC is opening for us down the road with, of course, the Dragon Ball Super content, the next DLC as well, and things like that. So Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Click that thumbs up button, man. Let's get as many as we can. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.